Hey guys, my name's Matt, and I'm the manager of the men's room here in Toronto. Feeling pretty lucky right now. I was asked to participate in this week's theme, which is coming out. Um, wow, coming out. I don't really talk about my coming out story too much. It wasn't exactly the greatest for me. I guess it started when I was a lot younger. There was a couple of different situations that came up that kind of made me question. And when I did question, it was made very clear that being gay or queer or anything like that was not okay. And because of that, I really kind of pushed it down and pushed it down far and didn't really think about it much. And then later on in high school, kind of started to figure things out more. I played a lot of sports, so you end up in the locker room a lot, and you start to notice things, or the other guys, or what's going on, and you kind of start to think to yourself, like, hey, kind of hot, kind of interesting, didn't really notice that before. So I guess that was the first time that I kind of came out to myself, or at least realized that I was gay, and it was okay. I had a few girlfriends in high school, experimented, I guess would be a good way of putting that. But I think I tried to keep myself so busy so I just wouldn't think about it. Between sports and school, and I worked 2 jobs, I just figured, hey, if I'm so busy right now, I don't have to deal with this. And I don't have to worry about the potential hate and loss and feeling of worthlessness that could potentially come from this thing that I thought was so wrong. And then university happened, which I think was the best thing that could have ever happened to me at the most perfect time. I moved away from home. I went to school in St. Catharines. For those of you who don't know where it is, think Niagara Falls, but the Canadian side, a little further in. It's really beautiful, actually. A little bit quiet, but really beautiful. And while I was there, I realized I was gay. And that's when I started coming out to some friends and some coworkers. And it was fairly well received. I think it caught a few of my friends off guard. But for the most part, it was kind of cool. I was a little bit older than most of the people in my university, and I think that helped a lot. So I was kind of like the cool older brother to a lot of them, and it was fun. And I was pretty lucky because, in high school, when you're picked on, it sucks, and it sucks a lot. I was lucky enough to be big that they didn't really bother me that much. And like I said, I kept myself so busy that the bullies just never mattered before. University, when I started to kind of explore myself, the bullying changed a little bit. It kind of hit a little bit harder. But at the same time, the more honest I was with myself, the more well received it was. And I ended up meeting some incredible people who really, really, really helped me in my journey. After I'd kind of come out to some friends and was starting to feel a little bit more confident, I decided to come out to my family, which was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I knew how much it could potentially break my parents' hearts. We didn't exactly have the greatest relationship growing up, and I knew that something like this could really push it to the breaking point. So I decided to tell my sister first, and that sucked a lot because it was not the response I expected. And I really hated her for that for a long time because it hurt so much. I know looking back now that she was just scared of what it would do to the family and the potential of everything that could go wrong. And it took me a long time to forgive her for that. But I have, and we're good. And it's created such an awesome thing now. And we're starting to get along. Came out to my brother next, which was probably the best thing I've ever done. He was hilarious. He just kind of looked at me and went, still going to play video games, right? Still going to play hockey? Awesome. So, cool. Whatever. I don't care who you date. And then my parents. It sucked. It really sucked. Made things very hard for a long time. And I resented them for a long time. We didn't talk for a long period of time, and whenever we did, it was just fights and arguments and pain, and it hurt. For a long time it hurt. But I made some incredible friends in that time who helped me beyond what I could have even imagined. They really showed me how strong of a person I could actually be. And they helped me forgive my parents and my family. And I realized that, they were just looking out for me. They were doing what they thought was best for me. And it took a long time to realize that. And it was hard. Really hard. Because you want to just hate them and continue to hate them because it's easier and make them the villain. But they're not. They, in their own way, loved me. And that means more than anything. And things are getting better. And they're going to get better. And that's what's awesome about this. And that's what's awesome about what's going on right now. Is there's this awesome movement where, I'm going to say awesome a lot, by the way. It's fine to be gay. And there's still some bumps in the road, and we're still going to have a lot to deal with, but you know what? It's going to get better, and it's getting better. Hopefully, at some point, we don't even have to come out. It doesn't matter. It's just, you're yourself, and that would be the best thing in the entire world. And we can just have fun and enjoy ourselves. My journey was hard. I know it was nothing extraordinary, but it was hard, and it sucked. And hopefully, when we can express this to ourselves and our friends, we can see just how great things can be. And it really does get better. I hope someday we don't have to go through this and it's easier. But until then, we just got to remember we have awesome people around us and it'll always get better. I hope if you guys are going through anything hard, you have someone to have your back. And if you don't, you have someone that you can find and talk to. For now, this has been my story, and if you want, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MATMUIR. Hope to see you guys soon, and good luck, and realize how strong you guys are.